It's me, Jake Hernandez, and from the my dad's a piece of shit. Yeah, dad's a piece of shit. I'm here to tell you about another guy that died on the toilet. All right, and if it might be me someday, because right now my belly's like. So, let's talk about it before I gotta take a shit and hopefully don't die on the toilet. We're talking about deaths on the toilet, and today we were talking about Christopher Shale, alright? He was born in 1954 and he lost his life on the toilet in 2011, alright? He was a British businessman, so it doesn't just happen to Americans, he was a well defined, regal businessman, British guy, he was the chairman of West Oxfordshire Conservative Association and a close associate of the Prime Minister David Cameron. Ooh. And now Shell had a family life as well. He had a wife, from before, and she was like a stepfather to those kids. And then he also had another wife that he became a father to, the son. And he was also later in many businesses and political science studies, like for instance, after the army he did communications and was a chief executive for the Center for Policy Studies from 2001 to 2005. He also did SGL, amazing Oxford sources, a sponsor of the Eurosceptic think tank open in Europe, but why do we really care about this guy? Why do we really hear about Christopher Shale? Because he died on the toilet, that's right. Not any toilet, but a porta-potty. And at Glastonbury Arts Festival over there. And what happened was, he'd been missing for 18 hours. Well, they had reported he'd been missing for 18 hours. Who knows how long he'd been actually missing? I mean, he's a grown man, 56. You can do whatever you want, and be missing. And they're like, oh, shit, where's this guy been at and shit? Well, it turns out he was found to be on the porta potty. He had died after a heart attack, yeah. And could you just imagine that? Just the hot, sweltering sweat, heat coming off of you. You're taking this shit, you're like, oh, and you hear the bands in the background, and you're taking that shit in the background. They had bands like U2, Beyonce, Queens of the Stone Age, no, In Vogue wasn't there, but